Welcome to this amazing video where we uncover the top 2 most valuable Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel coins that every collector dreams of finding. These nickels may look ordinary at first glance, but certain rare varieties and minting errors have made them worth thousands of dollars in the numismatic world. Let's get started. First up, the Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel from 1995, a classic piece of American coinage that continues to represent the enduring legacy of Thomas Jefferson and the craftsmanship of U.S. mint design. This particular coin, with a D mint mark, was produced at the Denver Mint and has a rich story to tell, even in its dirty and well-worn condition. When you first look at the 1995 Jefferson nickel, it may appear dull or darkened from years of circulation, but beneath that layer of dirt lies a small piece of American history. Every scratch, smudge, and mark is a trace of the thousands of hands it passed through, a record of everyday life written in metal. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Its designer, Felix Schlag, created a design that honored one of the nation's most influential founding fathers while capturing the neoclassical elegance of Jefferson's own architectural masterpiece, Monticello. On the obverse side of the 1995 coin, we see a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. His expression is calm yet resolute, symbolizing wisdom and leadership. Even through the dirt and wear, the outline of his face, his tied hair, and the word liberty remain visible, keeping his image alive after nearly 3 decades. Above Jefferson's head, the familiar phrase "In God We Trust" arches gracefully across the top of the coin. This motto has been a constant reminder of faith and resilience on U.S. coinage for generations. To the right of Jefferson's portrait sits the date, 1995, accompanied by the small but significant D mint mark. This letter indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most productive facilities in the U.S. mint system. Turning the coin over to the reverse, you'll find the iconic image of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. The building, with its domed roof and classic columns, reflects Jefferson's brilliance as both an architect and thinker. Even when dirty and worn, the design remains recognizable and full of character. Across the top of the reverse, we see the Latin phrase "e pluribus unum," which means "out of many, one." It's a statement about unity and diversity, an ideal that has defined America since its founding. Beneath the image of Monticello, you'll see the building's name written in elegant block letters. Below that are the denomination 5 cents and United States of America, completing the balanced and symmetrical design that collectors still admire today. Although this particular coin is in dirty condition, that does not diminish its significance. The grime and toning give it an aged, almost antique appearance, offering a visual reminder of time's passage and the many stories the coin could tell. Coins like this 1995 Jefferson nickel often pick up dirt and residue from years of handling, pocket wear, and circulation in vending machines or cash registers. For many collectors, these signs of life make the coin more authentic and full of personality. When you hold a circulated nickel like this, you're holding something that's been a part of daily American life, perhaps used for a morning coffee, a payphone call, or even a child's first coin collection decades ago. The copper-nickel composition of the coin makes it durable, which is why even after decades of use, the main details remain visible. The dirt and discoloration may hide some of its original shine, but the artistry of the design still stands strong. In 1995, millions of Jefferson nickels were produced at the Denver Mint, making this coin common in circulation, but every individual piece carries its own unique character and wear pattern. The Denver Mint's D mark gives this coin an extra identity, a clue about its birthplace and part of what numismatists use to track minting history. Collectors often enjoy comparing coins from different mints to study their subtle variations in strike and tone. Even in dirty condition, this coin connects us to an era of traditional American design, before the 2004 to 2005 Westward Journey nickels brought temporary new designs to honor the Lewis and Clark expedition. The Jefferson nickel design endured for decades because of its strong symbolism and artistic balance. It captures the spirit of knowledge, leadership, and innovation that Jefferson represented. When cleaned, some of the lost luster may return, but collectors generally prefer to keep coins like this in their original, natural state, dirt and all, because it preserves the coin's authenticity and tells its true story. Looking closely, you might notice how the dirt accentuates the recessed areas around Monticello's dome and columns, creating a soft contrast that makes the architectural details more visible. Every smudge and mark on this coin adds to its charm. It's a reminder that coins aren't just objects, they're travelers through time and hands, connecting people across generations. For numismatists, The 1995 Jefferson nickel isn't particularly rare, but it remains a beloved collectible because it represents the stability of U.S. coinage design and craftsmanship. This coin also serves as a snapshot of the mid-1990s, an era when coins like this were still commonly used in everyday transactions, long before digital payments became the norm. If you look closely, even a dirty Jefferson nickel can still reflect light in surprising ways, with subtle gleams on the rim or raised letters that hint at its original brilliance. The coin's worn texture tells a deeper story, one of endurance. Despite the dirt, it still holds its shape, weight, and integrity, just as the ideals Jefferson stood for have endured through centuries. When you compare a circulated dirty coin to a freshly minted one, you realize how much history each piece carries. The old one tells stories of use and human connection, while the new one symbolizes potential and renewal. For anyone starting a coin collection, the 1995 D. Jefferson nickel is a perfect reminder that beauty isn't always about perfection. Even a dirty coin can have character, meaning, and educational value. This coin embodies the intersection of design, history, and everyday life, all captured in just 5 cents. The fact that it still circulates today shows the lasting practicality and durability of America's coinage system. As we wrap up, remember that every coin, no matter its condition, has a history worth appreciating. The 1995 D. Jefferson nickel may be dirty, but it remains a humble yet powerful symbol of American tradition, craftsmanship, and the journey of everyday money through time. Next up, the Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel from 1978. This coin, without a mint mark, was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and though it's in circulated condition, it still carries with it decades of history, craftsmanship, and the enduring image of one of America's most iconic founding fathers. When you first take a look at the 1978 Jefferson nickel, its worn surface immediately reveals its long life in circulation. The faint luster and soft details tell stories of countless transactions, pockets, and hands it passed through over the years. Every small mark and nick on its surface represents the journey of a coin that's been part of daily American life for nearly half a century. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, designed by Felix Schlag, who created one of the most timeless coin designs in U.S. history. His artistic work honored Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and featured his home, Monticello, on the reverse, an architectural symbol of intellect, independence, and vision. On the obverse side of this 1978 nickel, you'll see a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Even though this coin is in circulated condition, Jefferson's profile is still recognizable, his strong chin, tied hair, and solemn expression representing the dignity and strength of leadership. The inscriptions on the obverse include, "In God We Trust," to the left of Jefferson's portrait, and the word "Liberty" to the right, followed by the date, 1978. The absence of a mint mark under the date tells us that this coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Despite years of wear, the balance and elegance of the design are unmistakable. Schlag's artistic choices give the coin a sense of harmony, Jefferson's profile facing left while the text curves gracefully around him, creating a design that has stood the test of time. Turning the coin over, the reverse features the beautiful image of Monticello, Jefferson's famous home in Virginia. The neoclassical building, with its dome and columns, is a tribute to Jefferson's architectural passion and intellectual curiosity. Across the top of the reverse, you'll find the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, which translates to, out of many, one. This phrase reminds us of the unity among the diverse people who make up the United States. Below Monticello, the word Monticello is proudly inscribed, and beneath that, the denomination 5 cents and United States of America complete the reverse design. Even in circulated condition, the structure and symmetry of the design remain clear and impressive. The coin's metal composition is 75% copper and 25% nickel, a durable alloy that allows these coins to last for decades in circulation without corroding easily. Even after years of handling, this coin still retains much of its strength and form. Coins like this 1978 Jefferson nickel hold a special place in American history. They were part of everyday transactions during a time of economic shifts, cultural change, and technological progress in the late 1970s. If you imagine how many hands this nickel might have passed through, from vending machines to grocery stores, gas stations, and children's piggy banks, it's easy to see that even a simple 5-cent coin can carry a rich human story. The circulated condition adds character to this coin. The softened details, light discoloration, and dull gray tone are all natural results of use and time. These qualities give it an authentic, vintage charm that collectors and enthusiasts often appreciate. Though not rare in the traditional sense, the 1978 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark serves as a great example of everyday Americana. It reflects how coinage isn't just a tool for trade, but also a piece of art and history combined. The Philadelphia Mint, where this coin was made, produced millions of Jefferson nickels in 1978. Despite its high mintage, every individual coin has its own distinct story and wear pattern, making each one unique in appearance. Collectors often seek well-struck or higher-grade examples from this year, but circulated coins like this one still have value, both sentimental and historical. They represent an era of simplicity, craftsmanship, and daily American life. When studying coins like this, one learns to appreciate the small details, the thickness of the rim, the alignment of the text, and even how light plays across the surface, highlighting Jefferson's features or the curves of Monticello's dome. Although some might overlook circulated nickels as ordinary, each one serves as a reminder of the continuity of American coinage and the legacy of Thomas Jefferson's influence on the nation's identity. It's also interesting to note that the design of the Jefferson nickel remained largely unchanged for over 6 decades. This continuity reflects both its popularity and the respect Americans have for Jefferson's contributions. In circulated condition, this coin may not have monetary value beyond its face value, but to collectors, its history and authenticity can make it a cherished piece within a personal collection. The absence of a mint mark also gives this coin a simple and classic aesthetic. Many collectors appreciate the Philadelphia issues for their clean look and historical significance, as the Philadelphia Mint was the first and oldest mint in the United States. Holding this 1978 Jefferson nickel connects you to millions of others who once used similar coins in their daily lives, buying newspapers, candy, or paying bus fares. It's a small but meaningful connection to America's past. While modern nickels have changed slightly in appearance, especially during the early 2000s redesigns, the 1978 version still stands as a strong symbol of consistency and national pride. The circulated color, a soft gray tone with perhaps faint brown hues, adds depth and texture to the coin's appearance. It's the kind of patina that tells you this coin has truly lived its purpose. If you look closely at the raised edges and lettering, you can still see the fine craftsmanship that went into striking this coin. The balance between form and function is what makes U.S. coinage so admired around the world. The Jefferson nickel remains a favorite among both beginner and experienced collectors because it combines historical significance, accessible value, and timeless design in one small package. As you reflect on this 1978 nickel, imagine the year it was minted, a time when disco was popular, the first personal computers were emerging, and American coins like this quietly circulated through it all, unchanged and dependable. Every time you hold a Jefferson nickel, especially one that has seen decades of circulation, you're not just looking at metal. You're holding a piece of living history that has connected people, commerce, and culture for generations. So even though this 1978 Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is a simple, circulated coin, it remains a beautiful reminder of America's enduring craftsmanship, history, and everyday life, proof that even the smallest coin can carry a story worth telling.